Hello everyone, this is Pam Hippo. The other day on X, they had put up a space, and it was all about me again. Of course, my smear campaign. You know, in Project 2025, let's see, it's mentioned in this book that if you speak up again, this is written in 2024, anyone that's going to be speaking up against Trump or the Heritage Foundation Project 2025, well, they will create a smear campaign, and they have with me for over 2 years. It's gotten really bad though. I was invited to Dream for America. It's the Gen Z organization, to be part of others that are doing their own video and their own speech and submitting it to them to be shown everywhere. And these people that they invited were representatives, very well-known, high people, you know, with influence. And I was so proud to have been invited. Well, they called me a week later, and they said, sorry, but a lot of people think you're too controversial. A lot of people think that you haven't changed. A lot of people think you're still lying about things. I said, you know, I'm really sorry that these people have been listening to these people, because they're a group of them. And now they have joined up with Tario, the Proud Boys. He supports them, and he makes sure everybody goes to their spaces when they are talking about me, especially. Just get rid of Pam Hemphill. You know, I was accused of bringing some harm when I was with Megan. I probably did. I was bringing propaganda. Now I'm bringing the facts, and that upsets them too, because I'm putting a light on the J6 lying scenario, narrative that happened that day. They're all lying. I've researched their court records. I've watched them stay a victim, call themselves hostages, victims of the DOJ, just like Trump. See, Trump had to pardon them to keep his narrative going, that the DOJ was weaponized against him. It's all a lie. And when he said horrible about my case, oh my God, that's what started it. And that's why I agreed to go on CNN and tell the world that I know that Trump is a cult leader. And that started it all. But somebody said, you have never changed. You haven't changed. You're lying. You're still MAGA, or you're, I don't know. They say all kinds of crazy lies. But I thought to myself, and I wrote a post on it. I said, just think if I had never left MAGA, I would be famous. I'm sure Trump would have considered hiring me for something. I would have been set up with my own podcast. Publishers would have been calling me, offering me offers for a book. I'd be very wealthy and very famous. I'm not known throughout the United States. Very little. However, it seems as if all the other countries, France, Finland, Australia, Berlin, Japan, you name the country, the Middle East, have interviewed me. Japan came out from Japan, not stationed in DC, because a lot of these countries have journalists stationed there, and then they might fly out to see me in my home. But the largest television broadcaster out there actually came. He's a host on the largest television media in Japan. Very popular, just like Fox News, okay? To interview me in my home, and then went down to the corner where I was holding up a sign for Harris last year. I wonder how many J6ers have been interviewed from other countries. But their smear campaign has caused a lot of problems where people are believing their lies, and that's sad. But I'm not stopping. You can't stop a lion. The mentality that I keep is the mentality of a lion. You know, you started the fight by sharing with me lies, propaganda, that the election had been stolen. Trump started that, of course. Even people around him had told him the election hadn't been stolen. How many courts had proven that the election hadn't been stolen? There's also a book. Let me show you this book. Disproven. Read it. If you're in MAGA. Do you read? I did no reading, no research. I lost my critical thinking. And that's what happens when you're in a cult. Trump is a cult leader, a dangerous cult leader. And there's people that, hold on, 37 psychiatrists wrote about him. You think they're all lying? Psychiatrists, 37 of them, warned us. I've been talking to you about Project 2025 a year and a half ago. I was on CNN with Abby Phillips. I said, don't be worrying about Trump. What you need to focus on and worry about is the Heritage Foundation, who developed Project 2025. They're the dangerous ones, and they are very dangerous. Russell Bolt and all the other ones that surround him, they're very dangerous, and they're the ones that want to make this a fascist country. If you have not been reading Project 2025, I have a little handbook here, but you need to get the manual, and it's been hard to get because it's always, there's none available. But Project 2025 Manual for Leaders, this man was writing about this in 2024, has it all laid out for you. What's going to happen next? You don't have to be guessing or wondering. The next thing I'm going to tell you right now, and it's going to happen soon, is if you're peacefully protesting, they will be arresting you. And that's one of the reasons the National Guard and the military are going out there. They're going to take away your freedom of speech. They're going to start a war. And if people fight back with them, then Trump can call out more military and more officers and declare martial law. It's a setup. But you go out anyway, and you remain peaceful at all cost. At all cost. Make it your rules, you organizers, that people do not push back on officers or the National Guard or the military. Do not. Yell at them if you need to. Hold up your signs. But do not become physically violent at all costs. Remember John Lewis and Martin Luther King. Stay with what they taught us to remain peaceful, because the protests are going to be interrupted. I guarantee you. Many of us have talked about the future, about Trump and what he was up to and what he was going to do. And a lot of you just said, oh, yeah, he'll try. No, whatever he's telling you, whenever he's signing any of those executive orders, so far they've been nothing. You say, really? Nothing? Let me fix this camera here a little bit. It's been pretty bad. Yeah, but if you're reading Project 2025, it's going to get worse. It's just the beginning. And it's starting in Chicago. It's going to get bad. And you want to stop my message? I'm here because there may be another Pam out there that was gullible and trusting Trump and the Republicans to be telling me the facts. Yes, I brought a message from MAGA. I was bringing propaganda, and I did harm. Didn't even mean to. Didn't know I was. And a lot of you are still doing the same thing. You're going to owe an amends one day, and you're going to regret everything you've said. But now I bring facts. I research everything I talk about. I don't just put out something there that it's in my head. Sometimes, but it's been backed by some research. And be very careful. This is the book I really recommend. I didn't know there was a different disinformation war going out there, and there is. Check even Democrats and what they put out there. Check both parties, everybody that's putting something out there. Double check it. I've already come across a lot of information from podcasters who are have a lot of influence, excuse me. And they were wrong. And I had to let them know. You need to do your research now, unfortunately. There was a time, of course, I'm 72. I could watch Walter Cronkite. I can't say his name. Cronkite. Anyway, I have a bad problem with my pronunciation sometimes. And I could trust what he was sharing. But you can't now. You just can't. So don't be naive. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you stand up. Go to those protests. Call your representatives. You are not powerless. You are not. There's things we all can do. And it doesn't matter if it's just making a phone call to your representative, or getting out there protesting, or collecting money for Ukraine to help Ukraine, or sending money to a lot of these podcasters who are working hard, like Love Parnas and Michael Falone. And I'm thinking some more. Well, there's Love Parnas, Michael Colin. Oh, I can't think of all the names right now, but they have podcasts on Substack. So make sure you're supporting them and do what you can financially to help them out, because they are our heroes. They are getting out factual information. There is no disinformation coming from these people. Trust me. I've done my research on them too, as far as what they put out. I check everything because I was lied to. I was lied so bad that I ended up paying the heavy price and going to prison. I've never been to jail in my life. It was horrifying, and I regret it to this day. And the reason I continue to speak out is because it's making amends is more than just saying I'm sorry. I put my life on the line. I've put myself out there. I've been smeared. I've been lied about. I've been threatened. I've been doxxed. Every day I have to look around. I'm not sure what day it will be when somebody may attack me, may try to get me in trouble, or whatever they're planning on doing. And I don't like having to live like that. It's scary sometimes. And I'm alone. It's not like I have a husband and a huge rock roller, and I never carry a gun. I don't know, I've been thinking about that though, for self-protection. I've never owned a gun in my whole life. But the way it's going for me, I just may have to look into that, because I've had a lot of threats and I'm sick of it. But anyway, besides that, saving our democracy, if it means putting your life on the line, so be it. So be it. I don't care. You know, I love America. And you like my new shirt? Because we mean this. We the people means everyone. Everyone. Either the Constitution is for all of us, or if it's for none of us. And they're trying to rewrite it. And this new committee coming up, this new J6 committee, do you know the J6 criminals have been invited to the Congress to speak on one of their committee meetings? They've been invited to the White House. They've been invited to the Mar-a-Lago by Trump. I'm a J6 person that didn't accept Trump's pardon, and I've never been invited or called by any representative. Makes you think like, well, Democrats are mad at me, don't want me speaking out. I've listened to the smear campaign and believe all the lies. But so what? Just keep talking, man. Because see, I turned my will in my life over to a higher power 46 years ago, and I haven't drank ever since, by the grace of God and the 12-step program. So I trust him. I just keep talking. I just keep talking. And I just keep attending these events and these protests. And I support my local Democratic party here. And I attend their district meetings. I call representatives. I keep calling. Nobody calls me back. I keep speaking out. I keep pushing back on the J6 criminals, even though they attack me every day. Doesn't matter. I'm not here to get rich and famous and well-liked. I'm here to speak to another Pam, like myself, who has been lied to, who is caught in the cult of Trump, that maybe she will listen and hear some facts and wake up and get out of that cult. And for those of you who are family members that are caught up in the cult of Trump, a good book is by Stephen Hansen, The Cult of Trump, and many other books out there that will help you be patient, stay loving towards your family, and know that one day they will leave. It's a matter of time. See, when an alcoholic hits bottom, there's nothing anybody can do to get them there. But since everything that Trump is doing right now, it's going to affect them. And when they start getting affected by what he's doing, they're going to wake up. When? Nobody can tell you that. But we're starting to see fruits of that. People are waking up. Republicans are. And we need to pray, because God can open any heart and melt any hate that's in somebody and wake them up. And let's pray that they do, the representatives, the Republicans, and realize that Trump is a cult leader and he's destroying this nation. And if they're in there for any other reason but to make sure the Constitution is held up, they need to leave. They need to leave. They don't need to be kicked out. They need to be honest with themselves. Is the money and your integrity worth supporting Trump? We know is a convicted felon. We know is a sex offender. We know is a thief and a liar and a dangerous narcissist. Think about it. Pray about it. I hope you come to your senses, because this man is out to make this another Russia. And he is in bed with Russia, and we know it. And we need to do everything we can to help the people in Ukraine. Because if Ukraine loses, the world loses. And you know it. God bless you. Love you all.